Podquest.
All the nice stuff was at the end because a bunch of drivers are switching teams and stuff. So there was just like nice heartfelt stuff at the end. But like other than that, it was like watching it while at work. I'm like, this is pretty fucking boring. I was mostly not paying attention. And then I fell down the stairs.
Corey, you fell down the stairs. Do you want to tell our listeners all about that?
Yeah, it's not that exciting a story. I got fatality'd by the stairs. Ooh. And
the stairs were like flawless victory.
Well, when I got home earlier today, it was more mild outside, so the stairs were wet but not icy. And I was leaving to go get groceries, and every other step was fine, and then I just hit part of a step that I guess was just like black ice, so I couldn't see that it was particularly slippery or anything.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, I was just sort of on my ass after bouncing my way down the stairs, and I have no idea. And I was like, how did I get here? What even happened? Because I didn't like, it's not like I dramatically like Mr. Bean banana peel slipped and flipped over. Like just suddenly I was not standing up straight.
Yeah.
It was not a very dramatic feeling thing for me. It was just kind of like, oh, I've fallen. Huh. Weird. And like, when was the last time? I don't know. I'm not somebody who falls down the stairs all the time. It's not really like it's not a predilection of mine. I think that's the word I wanted. That I constantly fall down the stairs. Right. So it's one of those things where it happens and you're like, did I just fucking fall? Did I just forget how to walk? Did I just fall down the stairs? Am I some kind of idiot? Like, how did this happen?
You turn around, you look at this at the top of the stairs, Sub-Zero's just like giggling.
I mean, that would have at least been more. That would have been more exciting and on brand for this show.
Feels like a Frost shenanigan.
I have fallen down the stairs previous. Thankfully, I did not hit my head in this particular instance, but I have hit my head a decent number of times, like 3, like in severe ways. So
when I was in elementary school, elementary school, my friend Pat Garrett, his house, you open the front door and you're just like right in the carpeted stairwell. And at sleepovers at his house, we used to take our pillows and ride them down the carpeted stairs like a sled.
Oh, really? That sounds wildly dangerous.
And it was wide enough that you could go 2 at a time and like race each other, and then ultimately just kind of like.
How wide is this stairwell?
I'm gonna say it was 48 inches ballpark. It was wider than typical.
Was that 4 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows? I mean, we were little kids. It could have, for all I know, it was like 36. And I don't know. There's really not much else to say except that we used to fall down the stairs for fun as kids. But they were like soft carpeted stairs, and we had pillows, and we would like pile up pillows at the bottom so you'd have something to slide into, so you weren't just like hitting the ground and then fumbling into the front door.
Right.
You know, so I guess what I'm getting at is while it's still cold up there, maybe you should just like get a sled. Just ride those bad boys down every day.
That sounds a lot more fun, but the catch is if you step out our back door, which faces like the parking lot that my car is in,
you just fall straight off like in a cartoon.
No, like that's where the patio is, and that's the thing. Like that's where the deck is. I wouldn't call it a patio, but and that's where that's what I fell down, and at the bottom of that, like the backyard little whatever the fuck thing that we have it's like stones for a floor. So if you whiff the tobogganing or sledding or whatever, you are just annihilating your face on a bunch of stones and rocks.
Let's throw some pillows down there. It worked for us when we were in 5th grade.
But like weather-wise, like how do you climatize pillows for that kind of engagement?
So you get ready. You're leaving for work in the morning. You're leaving for the grocery store, whatever. You grab all your pillows. You chuck them down to the bottom. You grab that sled, and you go for it.
Right, but then like, do I pick up the pillows and put them in my car and then like go where I'm going so the pillows don't get all gross and weird?
Yes, and then when you're at work watching a boring F1 race, you got a nice comfy pillow there.
That would have been pretty nice, honestly, yeah.
I think I just made your life better.
The only way to find out is to test it, so I guess I'll have to do that now, and then I'll have to report back at some point.
Yes.
Somebody hold me to that.
Do it. How do we
I will do it. If I can do it safely, I'll do it.
It's better if you have, okay, this is a clunky, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the
segue to end all segues?
The Corey segue.
Hit me.
Turn it into a race. Compete with somebody, much like Siro and his brother always competed with each other growing up.
For wives.
for women and to
appease their shitty dad.
make their daddy happy.
Yeah, you know what? I'll accept that. They definitely did a foot race.
Oh, for fucking sure.
Yeah, there's no way those guys did not
Guaranteed.
pull some I'm faster than you shit.
Guaranteed they were racing down staircases on their sleds as kids.
Yeah, I believe that for sure.
We did it. We got there. We forced it.
End the show.
We forced it, but we got there.
This whole show is forcing segues.
Let's just get right into it.
Let's just jump right into it.
Episode 11, Thicker Than Blood.
You know what's thicker than blood? Ice.
There you go.
Slippery, slippery ice.
The reverse segue. Now tell the whole stair story again, and we'll make that the segue.
The you guess. Segue backwards. Bitch, you guessed it. It's a segue.
If we spell it like the Segway, personal transport thing. The two
yaw
really,
guess.
The Paul Blart.
Yeah,
Paul Blart
so it's the yaw guess.
Yeah, that'd be the yaw guess.
We're like dangerously close to just. Why don't we just call whoever a segue an omegis?
Okay, done.
It's close enough.
Our forced omegi.
Bitch omegis instead of bitch you guessed it.
Episode 11. Thicker Than Blood.
It's here. Episode 11. Bitch omegis.
This is we're officially halfway through the series after we talk about this one.
Yeah, and that's bittersweet.
Yeah.
Because there's only a finite amount of this stuff. They didn't just keep making it forever for some reason.
No.
Those fools.
Those fucking idiots.
Those maroons.
Goddamn network cancels the show because we just can't have nice things.
They clearly don't know. They don't know a hit when they have it. Wait, you give this 7-8 seasons, it'll start picking up steam.
They had 500 years of time to cover before. 500 seasons.
If they kept making the show for the full amount of time it took for us to get from its premiere to right now, it would probably be to present day. And think about how much cheaper it would get. You don't need sets anymore because you can just go outside and it's modern day.
Yeah.
Paolo Montalban only aged a little bit, so he still gets to just look good.
Yeah, everyone's still a knockout. All of them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Everybody gets a turn winning Mortal Kombat just for kicks. Everybody gets a turn to beat the shit out of Shang Tsung.
Jola comes back, becomes a series regular.
And then beats the shit out of Shang Tsung. Eva Mendes beats the ever-loving shit out of Shang Tsung.
Kiri, Anka beat the ever-loving shit out of Shang Tsung.
The monk that turned into dust.
The Crumble Monk.
Yeah, of course. That classic. Everyone's favorite character. Just real-life Jeffrey Meek.
Shang Tsung just breathes in all the monk dust and gets real sick.
Said to the tune of Rock the Casbah. Huff the monk dust.
He's always writing songs, man.
Yeah, I may not have musical talent, but I've got a knack for ideas. I'm a real ideas guy.
That's the problem with this podcast. We got two ideas guys.
We've got a lot of good ideas, but no one can execute on them for shit.
Neither of us have any execution or follow through. Just a lot of ideas.
This podcast is a great thing to get into if you want to be perpetually disappointed because we can't fulfill any promises.
We're going to have to follow through on a few of these, man. But for now, let's follow through on our commitment to talk about this episode.
That was actually just a good segue for once. We did it, everybody.
We did it.
End the podcast.
Thicker Than Blood, episode 11. I've said the title 3 times now. We're going to see how many more times.
And now we're going to start this time.
This one is yet another Sean Catherine Derrick episode.
At this point, it's more notable to point out when it's not a Sean Catherine Derrick episode.
It is. I got to say, this was a really fun episode to watch. Not a fun episode to take notes on.
I don't even know how much fun I had. Honestly,
I had some fun watching it. I mean,
I definitely had fun while watching it in the 85 days ago I watched it or whatever. But Corey Corner is going to be real speculative.
You can tag me in when you need to. I'll drop in the Neal note. This episode was directed by Reza Badiyi. This is his only episode of Mortal Kombat Conquest. But this dude, he's been directing television forever. He directed episodes of the 60s Mission Impossible TV series,
Oh shit. Okay.
the $6 Million Man, the Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk series.
Is that with Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah, the Lou Ferrigno. Yeah, it's Bill Bixby, right? I'm
Love
pretty
to
sure.
name
And
drop
Lou
Bill
Ferrigno.
Bixby, that guy I've never heard of in my life.
That's the guy who plays David Banner. They didn't call him Bruce because no joke, they changed his name from Bruce Banner to David Banner for the TV series
Because they hate alliteration.
because they thought Bruce was a stereotypically gay name.
Huh?
Yeah,
Is it?
that's it was in when the show was made in the 70s or 80s or whenever. Yeah. No,
Huh.
and the answer is no, it's not. These people were just homophobes.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know, man. That's a true fact about the show, though. Reza Bedi also directed episodes of Baywatch and Baywatch Nights.
What the fuck is Baywatch Nights?
I'm so glad you asked. That was a spin-off where Mitch Buchanan, David Hasselhoff's character, teams up with the beach cop whose name escapes me right now.
Pacific. Just call them Pacific Blue.
No, he wasn't a bike cop.
No, but those bike cops are on a beach. Just call them Pacific Blue.
Well, okay, so they team up together to become private investigators by night. Well,
Oh my! And is he still a lifeguard by day?
he's still a lifeguard by day. So there is crossover. That's season 1. Season 2, Baywatch Nights, same setup, except all of the cases that they are taking on are paranormal X-Files knockoff cases.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
Are you serious?
100% serious.
Dude, I went from I was holding my head literally in one of my hands, just like, wow, this sounds pretty kind of lame and weird. And the second you said paranormal, I shot up and I was like, what? I want to watch David Hasselhoff fight the Mothman on the beach.
Okay, we're just gonna grab
I guess we're doing this now before talking about the episode.
Garner Ellerby is the police officer he teams up with. Gregory Allen Williams is the
Those are a
actor.
lot of names all at the same time.
I just wanted to get that in there because Garner was a big part of Baywatch, particularly the earlier seasons. So here is an example of a Baywatch Nights season 1 episode. Baywatch lifeguard Mitch Buchanan and Sergeant Garner Ellerby begin moonlighting as private investigators, where they are hired as bodyguards for Cassidy, a fashion model who claims that she is being stalked by a madman. There's a season 1 episode. Here's a season 2 episode.
This logo is earth-shatteringly good.
Okay, there's a voodoo cult episode. That's probably like real cool and good in those depictions.
Yeah, that's definitely not going to be sus or probably racist.
Teague asks Mitch and Ryan for the help of the Knights Templar when they are faced with torture devices, which are controlled with modern electronics by an Asian woman.
Oh, no. Can I read you a one-line description from Wikipedia? I've got 2 here, actually.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ryan suspects that a woman she and Mitch saw commit a murder is a vampire. Actually, all of these are good. Fuck. Radioactive dust from a space shuttle is accidentally dropped onto a farmer's field. 2 900-year-old Vikings awaken from their frozen slumber and resume their feud in Los Angeles.
Oh my... What?
And Mitch and Ryan must play a computer game similar to Dungeons and Dragons to rescue a man and his daughter being held hostage by the game master.
All right, we're going to roll the dice, pick one of these at random, and do a bonus episode on it.
Oh, yeah. Like, we are literally going to random number generator 1 to 22 and just see which one we get.
Sounds good.
Because we're only doing season 2. I could give a fuck about season 1 at this point.
All right. Now that we've finished our new podcast, Baywatching.
Donna becomes possessed by the spirit of a dead serial killer.
Oh, not Donna. No.
Anybody but Donna.
We might know. Do we know? No, we don't know.
Bro,
Donna.
wait, hang on. There's one more I gotta say. I have to say it. Oh my god. Mitch, Griff, and Ryan investigate a series of murders committed by a half-human, half-fish woman intent on having a baby.
That's the one. That's the one we're watching.
That sounds like a fucking Mad Lib.
That's the one we're watching.
Holy shit, dude. Oh my god.
100%. That's the one we're watching.
All of this is more immediately compelling to me than Thicker Than Blood.
Well, again, as I said, stay tuned for Baywatching. And
Baywatching Nights. Night watching.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. Again, I'm an ideas guy.
I thought Baywatching was pretty good.
Hey, it's not bad, but it probably already exists is my main concern.
TM copyright. If it's not, that's ours. That's our idea. It's on record.
There's no way we're the first person to do this.
I bet we are.
I'm willing to bet there was like a magazine column called Baywatching that did this in print when like people still read TV Guide.
Damn it, there is a Baywatching.
Of course there's a Baywatching. Come on, Neal.
Episode by episode analysis of the funniest show on television.
Well, that's false.
Corey, why don't you take us into the Corey Corner?
Welcome to the Corey Corner. Okay, so welcome to the Corey Corner. Welcome to Siro having family. This is basically just what if Siro was on an episode of Maury, but Maury was a guy who could kick the shit out of you.
There it is.
I almost want to end the Corey Corner there, but I'll get slightly more specific.
Just a little more specific.
The short version is Siro's ex-wife shows up, who is Eva Mendes, and we find out that his brother has gone missing. Oh, and it's his ex-wife because she decided to marry his brother Kassar instead, and it turns out that Kassar has joined Scorpion's like cult and become like an enforcer for Scorpion, I guess in an attempt to become a more powerful and impressive warrior than Siro is, because growing up, Siro was always better, and their dad forced them to fight each other, and now they just want to be friends eventually by the end.
Yeah, and then Kassar dies.
And then Kassar dies. That's it. And then Eva Mendes leaves.
Also, Eva Mendes' character's name is Hannah.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep calling her Eva Mendes, I think, because she's easily the most famous now person here.
Right.
We're going to cash in.
Yeah.
This is a great example of that classic phenomenon, finding a very famous person in a thing where they were not famous yet. Love that.
Yeah, Eva Mendes. I thought she was really good in this. And, like, of course she got super famous and started starring in Will Smith vehicles after this. I think she did a good job in this one. What do you think? Just general thoughts. I know she didn't have a ton to do, and the writing was kind of
I still think there are moments where she's clearly outacting most of her scene partners.
Yeah, 100%. Especially Kassar. Sorry, dude.
Kassar, my man, love you. Happy you're here. This is not your calling.
I didn't buy him as Siro's brother.
I didn't buy him as a lot of things.
Yeah.
He came into his own a little bit by the end of it, but like, fuck me. Some of it is really bad.
Yeah.
I will say he is getting overshadowed by how fucking awkward and weird Scorpion is, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Scorpion's back, everybody.
I've done what I came for. Flawless victory. Now I'm just going to walk away, I guess.
I know. We're going to get into that. Holy shit. But yeah, Scorpion's back, played once again by Chris Casamassa.
Friend of the show.
Great fighter. I don't like this presentation of
the Scorpion's bad. I'll just say it's bad. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't like this presentation of Scorpion. It's still this kind of like weird robotic cadence in his voice. It's just I know they were trying to go for some kind of like otherworldly.
But here's the thing, like it's stilted in a way that's just bad. Like, and he says things that like are just references. Like it's funny, but the thing is, like, he literally just like comes up and doesn't think, he goes, I have done what I came for. Flawless victory. It's like that clip from that Hercules show with Kevin Sorbo when he just yells disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
When he didn't realize that was just like a direction to get. Like, that's what it feels like the Scorpion is doing. The voice is just like, it's not threatening or like intimidating, but it's not like funny. Like, it is funny, but it's not like supposed to be funny. So it's mostly just stupid and weird.
No, it is. And they didn't really have anything to work with because we hadn't heard Scorpion talk except for the, is it Ed Boon? The Ed Boon yelling, get over here.
Which he also yells.
But not as good.
Not as good at all.
Like that, I mean, I understand not knowing where to go with Scorpion's voice.
But like, this voice is so wrong that like, it's almost a joke.
Sorry, Chris Casamassa. We know you could.
It's not your fault.
We know you could beat us both up
to death for sure. He could fatality us for real with his hands.
For realsies, and we do follow you on Twitter. So
come on the show and defend your performance physically with violence.
One thing I have no complaints about his Scorpion performance is the fighting. Right? Scorpion's fighting is good.
The fighting is good. It's really good. But here's the thing. All these fights are becoming the same fight, and I'm bored. There was like one thing in this fight, or in this episode, that felt like we truly had not seen it, and it was the wire work.
let's just start talking about it, right? The show opens, and it opens with shots from the Mortal Kombat movie of Scorpion's little hell area, right?
Opens with a new set.
Yeah, it does. It is. It's very much like the kind of fiery bamboo pit, skeletons everywhere, Scorpion arena from the movie. They even definitely use some transitions. That close up of like the skull and bones on the ground, straight out of the movie, 100%. And Scorpion's just in there fighting two dudes, right?
Yeah.
One of the dudes is Kassar. Not going to dance around that. You know, Kassar seems to be holding on okay. He's still getting the shit kicked out of him. I didn't really understand
the purpose.
Yeah, because after the fight is over, Scorpion's kind of like decided that Kassar, like, you did okay, but you, other nameless ninja dude, you didn't do so well. I'm going to kill you. And the other ninja dude's like, no, wait, please give me another chance. And we get a classic Scorpion line of, you shall have it. A chance to die. And then he shoots the snake spear at the guy's throat, grabs him by the throat, and kills him off screen.
Right.
And that's a Scorpion fatality right there.
Because kills are expensive.
Yes. Yeah. And the only blood we're allowed to see on the show is Siro's blood, apparently. So Scorpion's apparently recruiting warriors, right? And this guy, Kassar, is one of them. We're going to cut back to Zhu Zhen. Kung Lao is fighting some guy at the trading post.
Some remarkably buff dude.
Yeah, big burly guy.
Big beefy boys.
And Kung Lao apparently breaks the guy's arm.
It doesn't.
Right?
It does not look like it for what it's worth.
No, it doesn't. But the guy's like, I think you broke my arm. I didn't sign up for this. And Kung Lao's like, well, you wanted to join us and be warriors with us, right? And he's like, no, I'm going to leave because he sucks. And like, I don't know, it was kind of a nice way to establish that Kung Lao still a badass.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's a good way to establish that Kung Lao is trying to do that thing he was told to do, which is train new fighters, because I was actually going to say it's like the lamest and stupidest way they could have done that, which is,
it is.
He appears to just be trying to find gigantic strong dudes and make them good people. It sort of sounded like we got to get people that are more committed to the cause, and it's like, guys, you can't realize that this is extremely dumb?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there's something interesting about how Scorpion is raising an army and training warriors, and so is Kung Lao, like right at the same time.
But,
you know?
I mean, Scorpion's at least succeeding. I would argue Kung Lao's basically not doing it at all, because we've seen him do it once and it didn't work.
Well, they do, he and Siro and Taja do mention that this is about the 12th person that they've auditioned for the combat crew. And yeah, shit ain't going well.
Scorpion can at least convince some dudes to stick around.
Well, Scorpion is radicalizing men's rights activists. Right?
Basically, yeah, Scorpion is basically like, what if I'm in a toxic masculinity gang?
That's exactly what he's doing. And, Kung Lao's looking for honorable fighters.
Kung Lao's like, what if I'm in a simp squad? Please cut that out.
No way. That's staying in. Can I please leave that in?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want people to think that I'm making an actual statement by saying that people that are not toxic men are simps.
I think we'll make that clear. So Kung Lao's feeling kind of bummed out, and he's like, yeah, none of these people are working out. We've gone through about a dozen of them. Taja's like, well, you just got to find the right people. You did it before. And she points to herself. She goes, I'm awesome. She points to Siro, and she's like, he's all right. Little Taja sass. I'm always here for that.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of good Taja stuff in here that just doesn't take center stage, but it is here. Right?
Right.
She's proving how capable she is at pretty much everything she does, as opposed to everyone else just being lousy at everything all the time.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, it's weird because there's stuff to like in this episode, but I'm trying to think back on it, and I'm trying to think about, like, what sticks out to me, and it's like, it's not a lot.
Yeah, the Siro and Kassar story is just kind of, it's not very deep or compelling. Two brothers in love with the same woman had a falling out. They were really competitive.
They had a shitty dad. Well, they were competitive because they had a shitty dad.
Yeah.
That's why Kassar was sucked into being a Proud Boy. Scorpion is forming the Proud Boys.
Scorpion, yeah, he definitely is.
In service of the ultimate Proud Boy, Shao Kahn.
That's right.
Let me take this opportunity to say fuck the Proud Boys.
The official stance of MK Podquest, fuck the Proud Boys.
That's true.
Anyway, Eva Mendes shows up, right? Eva Mendes walks into Zhu Zhen. She's looking for Siro.
Dump the Siro and get with the hero.
Yeah, she kind of
dumped the Siro, got with the zero. Am I right?
There it is.
That's all I can do with that joke.
I'm going to say it. It was kind of dump the 1 0 to get with the other 0.
Dump the one guy to get with the other guy.
Yeah, I'm
Siro
struggling
and Kassar literally have a moment later in the episode where they both leer at the same woman, and it's treated like a bonding opportunity.
Yeah, well, you know Siro. All he wants to do is sing dirty songs and pinch women.
Yeah, but don't is the thing. Don't do that is the thing.
All right. Eva Mendes appears in a sweet red hood. That's in my notes. She's walking through Zhuzhen. Taja's at the trading post making deals. Eva Mendes comes in and she says she's looking for Siro.
Taja's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I'm a friend of his. And she's like, no, I know all his friends. He doesn't have any.
LMAO got him.
She's like, oh, I haven't seen him for a long time. I almost married him. And Taja's like, excuse me?
Oh, yeah.
You almost married Siro?
I was saying wife. Sorry. Almost wife.
Who knows, man? Common law, for all we know.
They were together for 14 years.
It's possible.
Siro is 50 years old.
He looks 40. It's possible. I'm just saying. A handsome 40, just to be clear.
That's what they call him. They call him Daniel Handsome 40 Bernhardt.
That's certainly what I call him. So Taj is like thrown by this information, and she's like, Siro, get the fuck down here. This person says she knows you, and Siro comes out, and he is not at all happy to see Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
Whose character name, again, is Hannah. We're just going to mostly
call her Eva Mendes. Siro is like instantly just like, what the fuck? Why are you here? Get away from me.
And she's like, no, we need to talk. It's about your brother. And he's like, is he?
And he's like, oh, fuck that guy.
He's just straight up like, oh, is my brother dead? No. Fuck, I don't care. And she's like, no, please, we need to talk. Right. So Siro agrees, and they go off to talk in private, and Taja's like bummed about this because she like really wants to hear.
Loves the hot goss.
She loves it. She wants to be there when the tea is spilled. Am I using that correctly?
Yeah. Yes.
She's missing the tea.
Sis.
Gamers.
So
we cut out to Outworld, and we see, again, another establishing shot from the Mortal Kombat movie of that, like, the Outworld building.
Right.
I think they must have just, like, barely cropped out. That's when, like, Liu Kang and Johnny Cage were walking into Outworld to save Sonya. I couldn't see him in the frame, so they must have just, like, cropped him out or something, because they were definitely prominent in the movie. But anyway...
They like clone stamped them out.
Probably where half the episode budget went.
Yeah, they had to pay for Eva Mendes. She preemptively charged a lot because she knew she was gonna go on to be famous.
Hot off her appearance in a Will Smith music video.
What music video?
Hold on.
Hold on. Is it Wild Wild West?
The Miami video.
Oh, really?
No, that was after this. Hot off her appearance as a bridesmaid in A Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, hey, another thing I've seen.
Hot off her appearance in Children of the Corn 5, Fields of Terror.
Are you fucking... Oh, well, I have to do that and name it another one now. We've talked about it.
Yeah, you already have to, because that's also the one with Greg Vaughn in it.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Are you kidding me, dude?
I'm not. We'll get into that more at the end. So we're in Outworld, and...
Anyway.
And we're in Shao Kahn. So we're in Outworld, and we're in Shao Kahn's throne room, and he's having a little...
chit-chat.
With Scorpion, of all people, right? He's asking Scorpion how it's going, right? And Scorpion's like, it's going great. My numbers are increasing daily. New warriors are joining me daily. It's going awesome, boss.
You're doing this pretty well, but like yours sounds even better than his.
It's not hard to do.
That's true.
Scorpion's acting like it's his. He's like, my army is growing, and Shao Kahn's like,
my army, you motherfucker.
Yeah, don't forget who rescued you from the Nether Realm. So that fucking clinches it, man. When he fell through that weird lava pit in episode 2 that was unexplained, he fell into the Nether Realm.
Why would he not want to be there, though?
No, I might be wrong. Shit, this just raises more questions. Because he also talks about how Shang Tsung freed his soul, right? So I guess my question is, did Shao Kahn rescue his soul from the Nether Realm and trap it in that scorpion body, the actual bug that we saw? Or is it that he fell into the lava and that was Nether Realm and Shao Kahn just rescued him from the Nether Realm? Maybe it's that, because Shao Kahn did just make that alliance with Quan Chi, so maybe Quan Chi assisted in Scorpion getting out of the Nether Realm. Who cares?
We don't know yet. We may never know.
I started this talking point thinking I had gotten answers and realized halfway through
all I had was questions.
I just got more questions than ever, and I don't think we'll ever get these answers. I don't know. Shao Kahn force chokes Scorpion at one point, and I guess the big thing here is that Shao Kahn's plan is, since he can't enter Earthrealm, Scorpion can somehow. Scorpion is raising an army that is loyal to Shao Kahn in Earthrealm. That's his job, right?
They're fanatically obsessed with Scorpion and, by extension, Shao Kahn. Like, they don't talk about Shao Kahn.
No, but that's like the secret. It's like rule 1 of Shao Kahn Club. You don't talk about Shao Kahn Club. His name was Takeda. Okay. Another Fight Club reference. We're back in Zhujian, and Taja wants to go spy on Siro and Hannah's conversation. So she's like, Kung Lao, watch the trading post. I gotta go get the dirt. And Kung Lao is like,
huh?
Kung Lao doesn't want to do it until like a mostly naked lady comes into shop. And then he's like, okay, yeah, how can I help you? Because he's just a fucking dog at this point.
He's a chauvinist.
Ciro's really been rubbing off on him.
Literally,
so we catch up with Siro and Eva Mendes. That's what my note says, Siro and Eva Mendes.
Yeah, no, my notes all say Eva Mendes.
And they're at the Zhujian Applebee's, but they're sitting on the patio.
Yeah,
right?
Really quick, I literally have a note here where it just says, is Tasha gigantic or is Eva Mendes short?
I have that note too. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
She's so tall.
We're going to have to get an answer for this.
I'll Google it while you're talking. Talk about Applebee's.
Okay, yeah. So this is where we get the basic backstory about what happened. Siro is just mad at Hannah because she left him for Kassar, his little brother. He says he moved 1,000 miles away to get away from her. She's explaining that she's following Kassar because he went missing. That's his wife. When she tells Siro that they're married, because he didn't know, apparently, Ciro's just like, I need more wine. And he orders more wine.
That's true, he does.
Classic alcoholic Siro. Hannah's like, he's in trouble. I don't know what's happened to him. He said he was going off to like join some warrior people or something. And I haven't seen him or heard from him in days. And Ciro's like, I don't want to help him. There's bad blood between us, right?
Right.
And he gets up and leaves, right? And Taja, who was eavesdropping, she steps up to him and she's like, you're being an ass. Go help them, motherfucker. But
yeah, Taja's whole thing is kind of nice because her whole thing is basically like forcing Siro to do better and just being nice to a person having a bad time. Meaning Eva Mendes.
So Siro still refuses. He walks off. So Taja's like, fine, I'll fucking go talk to her myself. And she goes to talk to Hannah. And yeah, as your note said, she is quite literally a foot taller than Eva Mendes. It's wild.
And it's weird because it's not clear why that is like that. Because according to my potentially inaccurate research, Eva Mendes is 5'5" and Kristana Loken is 5'9".
Yeah, it was way more than a 4-inch difference.
I don't know if it's the angle or like the lens they're using or if they're doing like a Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings forced perspective. But God, Taja looks like she's 8 feet tall.
Taja had just got done like lecturing Siro on doing the right thing and saving his brother. So maybe she was just still standing on her soapbox.
Yeah, like she's actually just got like soapbox shoes. It's like a soapbox that you cut in half and just strap to your feet. Anyway.
Back at the trading post, Kung Lao is still trying to sell stuff to the same hottie who is not wearing much at all. And the weirdest thing ever is that when we get to this scene, the camera starts on the shopper's chest and zooms out from there. That was
bad.
A lot.
Bad,
Yeah.
not good, bad.
Yeah, this guy directed a lot of Baywatch episodes.
Which I'm sure has a lot of that in it.
Yeah, enough.
There should be more shots, if we're going to do that, just like, here's a man's dick. Here's the rest of the scene.
All right, we're going to open this scene with a close-up on Paulo Montalban's moose knuckle.
Ew, I don't like that. I don't like that thing you said at all. Can I get a refund on that?
I'm bringing moose knuckle back.
We're reclaiming it for the gamers.
Anyway, Siro shows up and he's super pissed off looking for Taja. Taja comes in and she's like, you're being a baby. Help your brother.
Stop being a baby.
Kung Lao's like, who the fuck is Hannah? And Taja's just like, it's Ciro's ex who married his brother.
Yeah, says it very matter-of-factly.
They get Kung Lao up to speed on what's going on.
Well, the episode becomes what every episode is, which is how many episodes will just become Taja and Siro argue while Kung Lao mediates.
Right. Ciro's like, oh, so you were talking to her? What else did she tell you? Did she tell you how I am in bed? And Taja's like, no, but remind me to ask her later.
Yeah, they're just having another fucking petty, annoying friend argument. And then Kung Lao walks in like an old dad, like, hey, slow down, everybody. What's going on here?
Yeah, and if she really wants to know how Siro is in bed, she could just ask Kung Lao, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
After some, like, stupid arguing and
That's what my fanfic says anyway.
and mediating, Siro just kind of, like, caves and says, okay, fine. Hannah can stay here for the night, right?
Right.
Now we're back in Scorpion Hell headquarters. Ooh, we missed one thing. Where in the Zhujian city, we had seen Kassar sort of spying on Siro and Taja and Hannah having all of these exchanges, right?
Right.
So he knows that she's gone to Zhujian, and now he's back in Scorpion Hell.
Yes.
He's like, I pledge allegiance to the Scorpion.
In the United States
And-
of hell,
And to the Emperor.
for which it dabs.
Fortune dabs, is that what you said?
It is.
Okay.
Because I was trying to tie it back into the gamer's shtick somehow.
So Kassar's reporting to Scorpion. He's like, hey, I got another person who can join us. She's totally awesome and cool.
It's my wife. Kassar is really a wife guy.
It's my wife. And
My wife. Is that cool to do still?
yeah, well, there's a new one
Is
out,
he
right?
back?
So
Is he back enough and considered not problematic enough for my wife?
I don't know, man. I'm staying out of this
Nice.
one. I think that the guy, whose name I can't pull.
Sacha
he does a
Baron
lot of-
Cohen.
yeah, he seems like a pretty good guy.
He seems all right.
Does a lot of.
What if I just say, like, my wife? Like, the implication is there, but I'm not doing the voice. Like,
Yeah,
it's
we'll do that.
my wife.
My wife.
My wife.
My wife.
Hello there, this is my wife.
Or Quan Chi.
Quan Chi is like, my wife is here.
I'm Quan Chi, and this is
And then Shang Tsung is like, no, it's my wife.
my wife is mine.
My wife is
Your-
my life. Your wife is mine.
Your soul is my wife.
Oh, I thought you were saying, like, your wife is mine.
Your wife. I am Shang Tsung, and your wife is mine.
More wives for daddy.
If there's one thing at least one listener wants, more wives for daddy.
Says Quan Chi to himself.
If there's one thing the listeners definitely want, it's more of our impressions.
Oh, yeah. This is the content people crave with a K.
This is
like the cereal.
the official cereal of Baraka.
Just him?
Yeah, I don't know. He's got all those teeth.
And
He and Melina are definitely the hungriest of the Mortal Kombat characters.
is hunger based on, like, per tooth?
Melina's always eaten people. And then
That's
she
not
gets that from her-
cereal. Cereal's nothing like eating a person.
I'm just saying, she's the one who we see as hungry. And that comes from her Tarkatan side, right? Tarkatans are always eating people.
She's the one we see as hungry, said as a matter-of-fact statement, as if no one would argue with you.
Fine. Argue it. Argue the point right now.
I'm not gonna argue it, but just the way you said it. Anyway, do you want to talk about, I don't know, Mortal Kombat Conquest?
I'm just saying. She's the
She's
Tarkatans are
one
the
we
hungriest.
view as hungry.
Anyway, so Kassar is like, hey, Scorpion, I want my wife to join us, but she's being held against her will, and I need some help to free her. And Scorpion's like, you are never alone anymore. Real culty, gross vibes coming out of that.
It's really a cult thing.
But Kassar's been radicalized. Like, he's into it, right? So, back at the trading post, it's nighttime. Hannah's staying in Jen's old room. Kung Lao said it was okay.
I do like the note of saying that Kung Lao, like they checked with Kung Lao.
Yeah, that's good attention to detail. So I think I said early on that I thought it seemed like Kung Lao was staying in Jin's room. Apparently he's not.
Yeah,
right?
he's sleeping in the
Because-
dungeon.
Yeah, he probably is. I mean,
It's to teach discipline or something.
yeah, he's just a simple man with simple needs. Just a giant trading post full of all kinds of shit. One pair of boots, one pair of pants, and one shirt. And that's all he
He
needs.
cleans them daily on one of those weird washboards, like a pilgrim would do.
But he had to make it out of like just discarded ninja stars.
And hay.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like
He's
they
just
got hay in Jujin.
grubbing his shirt with hay to get the blood stains out.
Yeah.
Taja's trying to talk to Siro about everything. Siro's just not having it. He's just sharpening his knives.
Ominously sharpening his knives.
like a broody baby. And Hannah comes down because she couldn't sleep, right?
She comes down because she couldn't sleep for what becomes the shortest turnaround time from I can't sleep to, well, I'm going to go to bed.
Well, here's the other thing. She comes down and says she couldn't sleep, but she comes down fully dressed. She's wearing heels and everything.
That looked enough like pajamas. Maybe she just put her shoes on because the floor is cold and that's all she has.
No way she was comfortable.
Maybe she sleeps with heels on.
Ciro's like real cold to her, and she's like, yeah, I'll go back to my room. He's like, no, you stay. I'll leave. And he leaves, right?
He does.
He goes out, doesn't he? He leaves the trading post.
I think he leaves, yeah. I'd believe that.
Yeah, he's probably going to get more wine. And so Hannah and Taja sit down and drink some wine, and in a move that makes this show epically fail the Bechdel test, they have a whole conversation just about Siro.
They sure do.
But we learn some shit about Siro, right? We learned that his family for generations was a military family.
Right.
Which totally tracks with my idea that Siro is an ancestor of Sonya Blade, who came from a military family also.
Of Stryker.
That's not Stryker's a cop. That's different.
Not anymore, it's not. Am I right? With these militarized police?
Stryker is a dedicated riot cop who sacrificed his family, his relationship with his wife,
to be a narc.
Because he was just so into being a riot cop. Cannot wait till we get to Defenders of the Realm.
AKA Annihilators of the Stryker.
Yeah, so he came from a military family, and Siro and Kasar's dad was a real jerk who always made the boys compete over absolutely everything, including women, apparently.
Apparently. I don't know why their dad would even really be involved in that part, but whatever.
Daddy wanted them both to join the army. Siro didn't want to, but Kasar did. Siro's daddy was mad. Hannah mentioned something about how Siro was always so independent and she wanted to feel needed, and that's why she hooked up with Kasar instead. It's all real weird and incestuous and kind of, yeah.
It's pretty inside baseball as far as this family is concerned.
Yeah, I'm not like it. Basically, it's just like a huge toxic environment for everybody involved because I'm going to say it. Hannah and Kasar's relationship pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it seems pretty bad.
The dude ran off out of nowhere to join some kind of warrior cult and didn't tell her, and now she's searching for him like
to try to convince somebody to join a cult.
That's not good partner behavior.
No, it's bad partner behavior, I would say.
A bold statement, but I'm going to agree with you on that one. Couple glasses of wine, and Hannah's ready for bed finally. She goes upstairs into Jen's room, and boom, she's surprised by two ninjas, one of whom is Kasar. And he's like, you have to come with me. He's getting jealous, right? He's implying all this jealousy about seeing her with Siro. And she's like, well, I'm only here because I'm trying to help you. And he's like, we have to go now. I need to take you with me to my warrior cult. And she's like, well, why don't we talk it over in the morning? And the other ninja is listening at the door, and he's like, the other one is coming, referring to Taja. We have to go now. And he like judo chops Hannah on the back of the neck, and she gets knocked out, right?
Yes.
And then Taja opens the door. She was bringing, I don't know, more wine or some shit.
Yeah, Taja was being a really good friend and bringing like a full-ass meal, basically.
Yeah, because Taja rules.
Taja's the best person on this show, and it's by a pretty significant margin.
Certainly in this episode at the very least, but overall, yeah, her batting average is much higher. She walks in and sees the two ninjas, and she's like, oh shit, Kung Lao, Siro, right? They try to hold the door closed, and Kung Lao just like kicks the fucking door open.
Yeah, which is pretty fucking tight, actually.
It was fucking rad. And now it's Kung Lao versus two ninjas fight time, right?
Yes.
And you know, I've talked a lot in recent episodes about how I'm not crazy about the Kung Lao fights. They all get pretty samey. We've had some good ones we've had a lot of Kung Lao fights in this room in particular.
Yeah, it's really more of the combat room than Jen's room at this point.
It really is. I kind of wonder if like every time they break something, he like gets it replaced and put back like just the way Jen left it.
It's a real ship of Theseus, where at what point does it stop being Jen's room?
Yeah. So if you take Jen's axe and the handle breaks and you replace the new handle, and then the blade breaks and you replace the blade, is it still Jen's axe?
Which is obviously long for Jax, the other Mortal Kombat character. Jax is descendant of Jen's axe. That's why he has metal arms.
Sorry, I wasn't listening, and then I heard it all.
No problem. As long as the jokes are getting appreciated eventually.
Now I have to keep the dumb axe thing in because your joke was good.
It's my curse.
My note for this fight, though, says Kung Lao busts in and kicks both dudes in the face with one kick, and it fucking rules. He immediately dispatches the one nameless ninja and then has a great fight with Kasar's stunt double.
Yeah.
I think the Kung Lao fights really work for me when they are tighter like this, especially in the ones where it's like a close-up and you can see it's Paulo Montalban. And he's doing like the hand moves, the hand work, the blocking and shit like that.
Yeah.
The real like classic Shaolin style close quarters combat stuff. The Kung Lao fights really excel when they focus on that kind of stuff. It reminded me of the Scorpion fight. Had a lot of that back in Warrior Eternal Part 2.
Right. Two things quick. I had a note that I just wanted to note that right before this fight, when Taja and Eva Mendes are talking, it's worth noting that like that's like a pretty well put together, nice, well acted exposition scene that has a delicate touch that the show usually doesn't have, and it's worth mentioning that. More specifically. Totally. And then I have crazy wire work punch. Is that in this fight? That doesn't feel right. These notes are just really close together.
That's a Scorpion.
Right.
That's in the Scorpion.
So I just
fight
didn't take notes for a while, I guess.
That's no problem.
I said the fight scene is conveniently much better lit than the previous conversation was.
More candles.
And then I just have, oh god, is Siro gonna torture again?
We'll get to that too. So the one ninja's been dispatched by Kung Lao, and he's fighting with Kasar, and he's getting ready to, I think, end him, right? And Siro finally shows up and like tackles Kung Lao off of Kasar and like pins him into the corner, and Kasar dives through the window and leaves.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he just like straight dives through the wooden like.
That's how you get strong, because their path is only open to the strong, and you gotta learn by diving out of windows and shit.
Kung Lao's like, what the fuck, dude? He's getting away. And Siro's like, yeah, that's my brother, bro. Oh, Hannah regains consciousness, and they ask what he wanted. She lies and says she doesn't know what Kasar was doing or why he was there, right? And then the other ninja, like, starts regaining consciousness. So, yeah, it's absolutely torture time, right?
A big siren starts going off, and it's like, bam, 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 torture time.
But first, Kasar reports back to Scorpion that he fucked up, and Scorpion's like, you were sent to get me another warrior, and now I am down a warrior.
I have one fewer warrior or whatever.
One less warrior.
Decreased the number of warriors.
Before you went to get me a warrior.
More like Snorier, because I'm bored.
Kasar's like, I couldn't help it. This guy was a tough motherfucker named Kung Lao. And Scorpion's like, oh, I know that guy. All right.
Scorpion's like, okay, fine. You get this one fuck up.
Yeah. I won't kill you because it's Kung Lao.
And then he'd also be out 2 guys instead of 1 guy.
It must be because Kasar survived the fight, right? Like if it had been anybody else, Scorpion would have killed him. But he's like, oh, well, this guy survived a fight with Kung Lao, and I couldn't even do that. So this guy, I probably want to keep around.
I would agree.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Torture time. They got the ninja. They got the bad ninja tied up to a column. Siro's got a knife out. He's like, "You're gonna tell me what's up with my brother?" And then we cut out of the room and hear the guy scream.
Siro has a way of getting people to scream.
Kung Lao's talking to Hannah, and he's like, "Are you sure that Kasar said Scorpion? That he's working for Scorpion? Because that dude died. I saw it. He fell into lava that literally appeared out of nowhere back in episode 2. And Taja's response is, yeah, but in episode 3, I saw a guy throw ice. And in episode 7, a woman shot fire out of her hand. So we've seen some wild shit and we can't really understand. So maybe he's still alive. And then Siro comes out. He broke the dude. And he's like, these guys are hardly Lin Kuei, which is like a nice burn on this show's version of the Shirai Ryu of not being as tough as the Lin Kuei.
Yeah.
I liked that. And now they know the plan, right? Scorpion's been recruiting fighters all over the place. And Kung Lao gets a little gel, right? A little jelly. A little jelly that Scorpion's doing a better job of recruiting than he's doing.
The trick Kung Lao is to be terrible.
So Kung Lao and Taja go in to talk to the bad ninja, and Siro and Hannah are talking, and Ciro's like, look, even if I wanted to help Kasar, which I still don't, like, we can't help him. Scorpion's got too many dudes. We'll never get to him in time. And Hannah's like, just save your brother, Dick. All he wanted to do was be a good fighter.
Yeah, you're as lost as your cult fanatic brother for hating him. These are equal in my eyes.
They're not. But he's like, well, how would we even do it? And she's like, oh, I have a plan. And then we get to the most awkward cut ever of their terrible plan, where suddenly Hannah is just down in Scorpion's hell area.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Dressed like Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, and being held by one of the ninjas.
And just down to clown.
Kassar's like, oh, she's here, Scorpion.
This is my wife.
This is my
Scorpion, if you met my wife.
This is my wife.
Scorpion, I'm married, and this is my wife.
She wants to join. I want her to join us. Well, why do you want to join us? Kassar's wife. And Kassar's wife is like...
Kassar's wife, Eva Mendes.
Says, well, Kassar, my husband, really believes in you. And me, his wife, I also believe in you because he does.
And that's all I need.
Scorpion's like, all right, bet, but you got to get jumped in first.
Our path
right?
is only open to the strong.
And then Kassar's like, no, she doesn't need to do that.
All right, bet, but you got to get jumped in first. Yeah, basically.
And Kassar's like, no, that's cool. She doesn't need to do that. And Scorpion's like, nah, dude, rules is rules. And then he says for a second time, our path is only open to the strong.
he does just say it again.
He says it twice in that same scene. He's like, you gotta kill this guy or he's gonna kill you. And she's like, well, why should I have to kill him? And he's like, well, because our path is only open to the strong. Duh. I've said it like 40 times.
God, listen for like a second.
She like distracts him for a second. She's like, okay, hold on 1 second. Then she just suddenly pulls out a knife and puts it up to the guy's neck. And she's like, there, see, I would have killed him. I did it.
She's like, this somehow proves that I'm a good fighter and didn't just trick one guy one time.
Right. And he's like, ooh, a distraction. Very nice. And then he kills the dude anyway. Breaks his neck.
Yeah.
Second Scorpion fatality. Yeah, so that's that. Hannah's apparently in the group now. And somehow she talks Kassar into going to take a walk in the woods. How do you think they get out of this hell realm? Is it like a really, really tall ladder?
Yeah, or a big spiral staircase.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. Maybe a trampoline. A lot of trampolines.
There's half a spiral staircase and then a trampoline and then the rest of the spiral staircase. You have to jump up to it.
And then you climb in a big bucket that you have to hoist up yourself. So they're walking in the woods and Kassar's like, Scorpion doesn't like it when we leave. We should get back. And she's like, no, come on. I haven't seen you in forever. I just want some time alone with you. And then Kassar gets fucking Elmer Fudded in a vine trap set by Siro.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He just steps in a vine and gets whipped up into a tree hanging upside down.
It's some real goof troop shit. They're really goofy shit.
Just, yeah, and that's it. That's how that was the plan. The plan was, I'm going to go down this big tall ladder and bounce down these trampolines into Scorpion Hell and trick them into joining so that Kassar will take a walk with me, and then we're going to snare him in a bear trap and take him back to the combat club. And it fucking worked. It worked.
Worked like a charm. You know your family, right? You know how to trick them.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet I could figure out how to trick my sister in an elaborate trap.
They should have just gotten like a giant box propped up with a stick.
It was effectively the same trick.
So back at the combat club, they got Kassar tied up. Kassar's being jealous and insecure, and he's like trying to agitate Siro, and it fucking works because Siro like cuts the ropes and grabs him and just pins him up to the wall, right?
Yeah. And Ciro's like, I'm going to fucking kill a guy.
Yeah, Kassar's like, fight me, bro. And Ciro's like, no way, bro. Kassar says, you scared, bro? And Ciro's like, I'm afraid I wouldn't stop, bro. But don't worry, I'll get your fight, bro.
Hey, bro, do you want to fucking fight me, bro? Just like my dad did? Hey, bro, do you want to fight like our dad likes? Do you want to fight for our dead fucking dad? I'll fucking fight you, bro. Like, if this show had a profanity budget, Siro would be just going, bro, do you want to fucking tussle, buddy? Buckaroo, fuck you, bud. It'd be good.
Maybe we should do the cursing cut. Mortal Kombat Conquest.
CC. Instead of closed captions, they're cursed captions.
Ciro's like, you want to fight? You're going to get it, but not with me, right? With this guy. And Kung Lao comes out. And Kung Lao's like, we never finished our fight before. Do you want to fight as enemies or do you want to fight as friends? Because you could leave Scorpion. You could stay here with us. We could train you, make you a stronger warrior. And you wouldn't have to be hanging out in that weird sulfur-smelling hell pit, probably, right?
And Kassar is very easily convinced.
But we're not going to keep you here by force. You're free to go. Sorry, I have another note here that just says, why does Hannah love this dude?
I've got a note that just says, oh, he got a regular shirt. And right before it says, God, they're both extremely horny.
So Ciro's escorting Kassar back out through the woods, and they're just talking about everything, right? Ciro's dropping bombs. He's like, look, we're competitive because of Dad. We don't have to prove anything to our dad. Dad's not around.
Our dad that we don't like.
We have daddy issues.
Who made us fight and is a dad. who was our dad. And now we fight because we're big burly men and brothers, and we're in a family, and we fight because of our dad.
We don't hate each other. We hate our dads. That's why we pants people.
We hate our dad, and our dad made us hate each other, but who we really hate is our dad. Have you heard of my dad?
Yeah. But they also talk about Hannah, right? Kassar's doing a lot of...
My dad.
Kassar's doing a lot of like, Hannah is with me. She's mine. Hannah's my wife. Have you met my wife, Hannah? I know you
Have you met my wife, Eva Mendes? She used to be your wife, Eva Mendes.
You almost married my wife, but I married my wife, and she's my wife now. And Ciro's like, I know, dude. She's your wife now.
She's your wife, and we both hate our collective dad, and it's not our collective wife. It's your wife, and our collective dad is dead, and he's not here, and he's gone, and we can be friends now.
And I hate dad more than I love your wife,
I hate
so
dad
I'm going to
more
get
than
over
I
this.
love wife. Just talking like a fucking caveman.
Me hate dad more than me love wife.
Me hate dad more than me love wife.
So, like, if you stay here and train with us, like, I'm cool with it. And if you get stronger than me, I'm cool with that too. That's kind of the whole point. We keep training, right? And Kassar's like, yeah, okay, you convinced me, right? So now they're headed back to Zhuzhen. And I have another note here as they get back into the city. Kassar is checking out other leather bikini ladies, even though his wife is a leather bikini lady, and she's waiting for him.
That's true, yeah.
Runs in the family.
It's genetic. It's their dad's fault. They had our extremely horny dad made us fight.
Yeah, so Ciro's like, go on back to your wife, you knucklehead, right?
Your wife.
And Kassar gets back to the trading post. He and Hannah are oh so happy to see each other. Taja goes out to get some stuff for dinner, right? And they have this little exchange about Taja where Hannah's like, you know, nothing gets by Taja.
It's like she's stealing my thoughts.
And then Kassar's like, yeah, I think it's because she's just always making sure she's looking out for them because she cares about them. Which, yeah, she does. Taja cares about everyone so far. That's all she does.
That's her primary trait, and it's genuinely very nice. The show really needs it.
All she does is care about all these fucking knuckleheads around her, you know? Anyway, so now it's dinner time. They're eating dinner Fast and the Furious style, right? One big family.
Chugging Corona.
Yeah, and they're like so impressed with this meal and how they were able to afford this giant banquet. And Taja's like, yeah, I'm really fucking good at business, guys.
Yeah.
Another thing Taja's great at. And she's like, we even got money left over to go out and get some fucking drinks at Applebee's if you guys are up for it.
You guys want to go get fucking trashed at Applebee's and then fight a demon?
Get some half-off appetizers and 2-for-1 house margaritas.
We like to call that
fucking go.
Halflebee's.
But Siro, promised to clean up dinner, and Kassar agrees to stay with him and help out and clean up while everyone else goes ahead to the tavern.
What could possibly go wrong?
This is when I noticed that Kassar is wearing Ciro's church shirt.
Yeah, or at least one of his church shirts if he has multiple.
Yeah, it's fucking great because he's literally wearing Ciro's clothes, right? Ciro's got the blue pants and he's got the brown pants and he's got the two shirts, the one with sleeves and the one without. Kassar's just wearing one of Ciro's pairs of pants and one of Ciro's shirts, and it makes sense because all he had was his weird ninja outfit.
His cool ninja outfit.
Yeah, it probably smelled like
hell,
sulfur and lava and rotting bones and shit. So I'm glad he changed out of it. I don't even want to call it attention to detail, right? But it is just funny that it's the two brothers.
It's attention to detail by way of the limitations of their costuming department and budget.
Right, especially because Siro is way bigger than him. You could tell, like the shirt is super baggy on him.
Giant, thick Ciro's, thick shirts.
They could have given him like Kung Lao's clothes, but I guess Kung Lao's only got the one pair.
Kung Lao's got one.
Maybe not.
He's got one outfit and he never takes it off.
That's right. He eats, sleeps,
showers,
bathes, and meditates in it.
And then Scorpion shows up very lame.
Yeah, because the ninjas tracked we tracked the runaways to Zhuzhen. Should we go after him? And Scorpion was like, no, I will finish this myself. And he tells his little ninja guys to fuck off, right? And he does like some weird fiery backflip that we don't actually get to see. You see him start to flip and the screen cuts away and you hear like the fire sounds. And maybe this Scorpion can teleport. And
he can also do big wire work punches.
Scorpion's at the fucking trading post. And he's like,
it's me, fuckers.
It's me, fuckers. I'm taking my boy home.
I'm here for my wife.
I'm here for my boy and my boy's wife. And he's my wife.
I'm here for my boy and my boy's wife.
And Kassar's like, no, Siro, get out of here. And Ciro's like, no. We do this. We're doing this together.
Just like Dad would have wanted. Our shithouse dad. Scorpion, do you want to talk about our dad?
No talking. Let's rumble, bitch. And they kick the fucking table at Scorpion.
Which is pretty cool.
That was kind of rad. I love that. They flip it at him, and he like kicks it in half. And then it's Scorpion versus the brothers Siro, right?
Yeah, I guess we don't have their last name, so it's just the Bunchy Boys.
The Bungee Boys.
Yeah, because there's a wire order thing.
Yeah, this fight's pretty good. Kasar's an all right fighter. I mean, we already know Scorpion can kick his ass, and Scorpion can certainly kick Ciro's ass, right?
Yeah.
But they're doing all right. It wasn't as good. This is a 2-on-1 fight. Our heroes, our brothers, don't seem to be that good in sync.
No, they're not in the drift.
It's yet to be seen if they are drift compatible or not, but they're certainly not in the drift right now. Takes training.
Some might say that they are in gypsy danger because Scorpion is going to hurt them.
That is a Pacific Rim reference, not a Pacific Blue reference like I almost said, and not a disparaging term for Romani.
Dude, I fucking wish that Pacific Blue had mechs. Just bike cops, and then they can fucking Voltron and shit. Fucking Mechazord beach cops.
We got to talk about the wild Scorpion wire punch.
It's pretty fucking sick. The show could use more of it.
You could tell he was trying to do like the jump punch animation from like Mortal Kombat 1 and 2.
Yes.
But it just looked a little awkward. He also flew like 20 feet to do it. It should have been a jump kick, in my opinion. But I don't know. The fight's going all right, but at some point, Scorpion I think it was with that flying punch. He knocks down Siro, right? And Ciro's out for a while. Then he lands, and he fucking snake spears Kasar in the neck. You know, the snake spear's got jaws, right? So it clamps around his neck and like lifts him up in the air. And then he pulls him in the classic Scorpion harpoon move and uppercuts that motherfucker.
Yeah, a real ass uppercut. Yeah, the uppercut looked like very video
classic
gamey.
Mortal Kombat uppercut. Last time I think we saw one of those was when Kung Lao beat Shang Tsung in episode 1.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I love that. I just love that they're like, we're gonna do the thing from the game.
This whole effect here that sends Kasar up into the air.
Yeah, with that big girthy snake spear.
Pretty wild.
I was jazzed about it.
Anyway, then Kasar fucking dies.
And then Scorpion says his classic Scorpion line, "I have done what I came here to do. Flawless victory." Which,
He first of all, was not a flawless victory.
He got punched.
At all.
He got hit
Dude
a lot.
got punched a lot.
So much.
A lot. Yeah. Lost a majority of what I would describe as the health bar. Aside from it being a factual fucking lie, why would he say it out loud?
Because video games, man.
Just reference the video games with the goofy looking uppercuts and the fucking flying punches and the fucking chain spears and the snake spears and the fucking Raidens. We don't need this.
And I don't think we've heard.
It's so fucking dumb. It's so dumb.
Yeah, we haven't heard. They did it in the movie too. I keep talking about the movie. We'll get to it, but they did that in the movie. I think it was Goro was claiming a flawless victory when he had gotten hit a lot. I don't know. It was one of the dumb fucking fights. I don't mean that. I'm just ready for this to be over with.
Yeah. This is basically it.
And that's it.
And then basically, the fast track for what happens here is everyone conveniently shows back up for the emotional moment.
Just Siro crawls over to his dying brother, and Hannah pops up out of nowhere, right? And she's there. That's
everyone for the sake of argument, because what I'm about to say is that reconciliation to death speed was blistering for Kasar, because they have the they make up permanently, and then he basically instantly dies.
Yeah, tragic, right? The moral of this episode is call your brother. Call your dad, call your mom, call your sister. Just call. You never know when you're going to lose a family member. And then there's a whole
conversation really quick where it's like they ask if Siro will find his peace, but then the show is having the problem that it always has, which is the conversation is so on the nose about like love and family and keeping people safe and doing enough. Like it can't have themes without just having blanket conversations about those themes.
Yeah.
Like, Siro as a person can feel multifaceted because he gets a lot of different shit to do. Like, he can be angry man, and then nice man, and then horny man, and then fighting man. But,
those are all,
yeah, like we
he's
said,
all those mans. And those mans all Voltron into the Siro we know and love.
Yeah, and then so, like, some of the performances, like we said, are not helped by bad, weird writing that is very on the nose.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just, this is, like, the platonic ideal of what an episode of this show would be like if you only verbally explained it to somebody. Like, this is what they would picture it being.
Totally, yeah. The scene plays out as an episode synopsis would on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But that's it. Kassar's dead. They made up, and then he died. Saw that coming. I'm fucking 10 miles away.
Oh, yeah.
Next day, Siro and Hannah are walking down the road. Hannah doesn't want to stay because she's like, if I stay, I'll see him in your face every time I look at you.
They don't look that similar. She'd be fine.
Feels like they were setting her up for something else later down the line. Spoiler alert, I don't think we get that.
No. Oh, this whole episode is we are going to set stuff up for later down the line, and we clearly didn't see any of that.
Yeah. Siro feels like he failed Kassar. Hannah's like, no, dummy. He was hanging out with Scorpion. He was gonna die. At least you got to make up with him before he died, because he was hanging out with Scorpion. That would have killed him eventually. The whole point of being in that club is when a new member tries to join, they have to kill an old member first. That's how it works.
Right.
Which raises the question, how are they increasing their numbers? If it's just one in, one out.
They're not. We've only seen like 2 dudes. So presumably they're not.
Yeah, bad plan, Scorpion. Maybe let 2 in, 1 out. At least you're getting a little ahead, right? But whatever. Episode ends with Hannah walking away and Siro wishing he had done more, even though, like, what else could he have done? Not ran away? Sure. But, don't live in the past. This is the point we're trying to make here on MK Podquest. Call your family. Stay in touch.
Yeah, that's kind of our thesis statement.
Make up with them.
Unless your family is like Ciro's dad.
Yeah.
Who sounds like he sucks. And also, you don't owe your family anything, but if you love your family, call them.
There you go. That's a much better message, because, yeah, you're right.
We got there.
Yeah, you know what? Don't call your family. There. That's the lesson. That's our...
Yeah, you know what? Call into your favorite podcast.
That's our stance. Leave us a message at anchor.fm/MK
Call
Podquest.
Howard Stern.
Leave us a voice message on our Anchor page, and we'll play it on the show.
Email us a MP3 file.
mkpodquest@gmail.com. Is that right? Yeah,
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, that's the episode. Let's step into the Neal Nook real quick. Welcome to the Neal Nook. So,
It's Gucci.
Guest stars this week. Let's start with Kassar, played by actor Dean Cochran, who mostly works as a production manager. He's got post-production executive and post-production supervisor credits on a ton of stuff, including Ad Astra, The Revenant, and the Assassin's Creed movie.
Okay, that's why the Knights Templar thing, it all circles back together.
Yeah, he switched out of acting, I think, around 2011, and is just doing production work instead. But he was an actor for quite a while. He was on The Bold and the Beautiful for about 12 episodes, I think. And here's one for you, Corey, for They Made Another One. He was in a movie called Amityville 1992. It's About Time.
That's the full title?
Yes. Amityville
1992. It's About Time.
That's it. Yep.
Holy fuck.
And he was also a motorcycle gang member in Batman and Robin. So
we actually did just do Batman Returns.
Nice. You'll get to Batman and Robin someday.
Okay, it's called oh my god, wait. Hang on. The poster and Google just says Amityville It's About Time. Wikipedia says Amityville It's About Time, but then it says Amityville 1992 It's About Time. And then IMDb says Amityville 1992 It's About Time. But then Wikipedia also says Amityville 1992 It's About Time, released as The Curse of Amityville, the final chapter in the Philippines. This movie's got 3 fucking titles.
Must be, it's really, really good when it's got 3 titles.
Wait a minute. So it's from the director of Hellbound Hellraiser 2, and there are posters that say Amityville 1992 It's About Time, and there are ones that just say Amityville It's About Time.
What year do you think this movie takes place in?
1620.
So
it's a medieval
so they put
jaunt.
1992 in the title because that's the year it was released in, not because it's the year it
I like how I said
in.
1992. I like how I said medieval, and that's obviously wrong.
Totally missed that. All right, that's that. That's that guy, Kassar, Dean Cochran. We love you, baby.
He played Rocky and Rambo in Meet the Spartans.
Yeah. That's another little Mortal Kombat connection, thanks to Combat Pack 2, right?
Yeah, there you go. Also, I don't like that. This is telling me that Kassar is spelled with a C.
I know. It is.
That's a K-ass name.
It should be. Let's talk about
Eva Mendes.
an actor named Eva Mendes.
Never heard of her.
Tons of credits. She's a bona fide A-lister. We love her. IMDb's pretty long. A lot of hits. Hitch, obviously, a big one. That was funny for me. I just picked out a few that I think would be relevant to you as a guy who does a podcast about movie sequels primarily. She is in Urban Legends Final Cut, the second and last, well, I don't know if it's last, but the second movie in the Urban Legend slasher series. She was in Once Upon a Time in Mexico, the third movie in Robert Rodriguez's Mexico trilogy.
Right.
Too Fast, Too Furious, of course. And a cameo in Fast 5 is the same character. And Children of the Corn 5, Fields of Terror, with former Mortal Kombat Conquest guest star Greg Vaughn. Classic. So that one...
Potentially problematic Greg Vaughn. We don't know yet.
We're unsure. We're keeping an eye on his Twitter feed.
The second he tweets anything bad, we will release a mini episode.
That is the episode. I thought it was okay.
It's okay.
Our second appearance of Scorpion. Exciting to see him back. Exciting to see some Mortal Kombat uppercuts, some snake spears. Eva Mendes outacted everyone. Great to see her. Great to get some backstory on Siro and where he came from. Really reinforce my my theory that he's a Blade.
Right, like Wesley Snipes.
Like a Sonya Blade.
But what about Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, he's both an ancestor of Sonya Blade and also a Daywalker.
Just like on Baywatch Nights.
Just like on Baywatch Nights.
Oh man, I'm still sore from falling down the stairs a little bit.
All right.
Shit. Is this podcast over yet?
Yeah. Let's God, what's a good segue here? Let's go off into hell and join an evil ninja cult. And we'll be back.
Sure.
We'll be back next week to talk about episode 12, Shadow of a Doubt, where Shao Kahn sends an imposter to defeat Kung Lao, who receives help from an unexpected source.
Quan Chi strikes again.
They're just going all in on... I wish every episode was a Quan Chi episode.
We all do.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, why don't you plug all the cool shit that you do?
Yeah, well, we've talked a lot about the other podcast that I do, which is called They Made Another One, and I rarely hit the inflection, so today I decided to. And yeah, it's old or forgotten or maligned or sometimes beloved. Sequels, reboots, remakes. The gimmick is that it's supposed to be a surprise that the movie exists. We don't always live up to that name, but sometimes we do. And you can find that on Twitter at They Made Another, and They Made Another One is on all the podcast services, and it's TMAO on Letterboxd. You can find me on Letterboxd and Twitter at Mr. Corey Price.
All right. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Final Neal. I have a retro gaming Instagram account at A Mess of Games. And, of course, subscribe to the podcast. Follow the podcast on Twitter at MK Podquest. Leave us some good 5-star reviews. And don't forget to check out Thick Siro's Thick Doors on Instagram as well at Egrestagram.
Yeah, and call your thick dad.
call your thick daddies, everyone.
More thicks for daddy. I don't like that, actually.
I'll fade the episode out on that one.
Oh, God. Fuck me. I can't keep doing this. We can't keep doing this.
Yeah, I'm hitting stop.
Okay, I guess that's
We're under 2 hours, so technically.
Yeah.